I'm reading from Hebrews chapter 6, wherein God, willing more abundantly to show unto the heirs of promise the immutability of his counsel, confirmed it by an oath, that by two immutable things, in which it was impossible for God to lie, we might have a strong consolation, who have fled for refuge to lay hold upon the hope that is set before us. Which hope we have as an anchor of the soul, both sure and steadfast, which entereth into that within the veil, whether the forerunner is for us entered, even Jesus is made an high priest forever after the order of Melchizedek. Which hope we have as an anchor of the soul, both sure and steadfast. Oftentimes life brings us difficulties, problems. And in those problems, we have resources to help us navigate through them and help us to understand that the difficulties of which we are experiencing are just a part of being a Christian and walking the Christian life. Of all of the resources that we have available, none are as precious and as important as hymns. They are many theological statements. But these hymns that have been sung over and over by so many generations and have been such a blessing and an encouragement and have touched our very souls that it causes us to pause and say, Lord, thank you for your promises, for your power, for your presence. Thank you for giving us these things that will give us peace during the midst of turmoil. Among my favorite, I would say the top 5 of my favorite hymns is, of course, number 1, It is well with my soul. This hymn was born out of such tragedy. Mr. Stafford sent his family, his wife and 3 daughters, on to England. He had some business to conclude. And he receives word that the ship hit a storm and went down. Well, he, as quickly as he can, boards another ship heading for England. And no doubt, in such pain, I do not know of a pain more deeply, a heartache more deeply and profound than that of losing a child. So he arrives in England and discovers that his wife is alive, but his 3 daughters are gone. So whenever she was released to travel, they head back toward New York. And Mr. Stafford asked the captain that when they reach this place where the ship went down, would he tell him so that he could go, or he would know where the ship went down. So the captain does. Mr. Stafford walks out on the deck And there stands, remembering his 3 daughters. And he begins to write this song. It is well with my soul. The pain must have been tremendous, but so was the comfort, because the song has brought comfort for so many people, myself included. The people here at First Missionary in Buchanan know that this is my favorite song. And it brings such comfort, and it brings such encouragement. These many theological teachings are an anchor of the soul, both sure and steadfast. These promises that God has made, promises that can never be broken. This, no doubt, gave him much peace in the years ahead, because it is well with our soul, isn't it? Now, you may be having some difficulties, some problems, and certainly we're living in a very tumultuous time. No one can deny that. But one thing is for certain, it is well with my soul, isn't it? Our Father, thank you for this song that is such a blessing to our hearts. And though it was born out of such pain and heartache, thank you for the one who had the courage to write it. And may we, as we go through these terrible, tumultuous times, ever grasp the promises that you have made. Hold to the principles that you established. And Lord, use us that we might be the presenters of peace and truth, and that others might see Jesus through us. Answer, we ask for the prayer requests on our hearts. Those who are sick, we ask for their healing. We ask for our dear sisters having surgery tomorrow, that you will bless and guide the doctors and bless her with a swift recovery. Forgive us now where we fail and use us for Christ's sake, I pray. Amen.